So hey guys, Marty here. I'm sure you've already met me. Today I want to talk about my winch. So first off, this is a fantastic little winch. It's a Tmax 4500, so it does 4,500 pounds, which is more than enough for a little car like the Jimny. That's the reason why I bought it. Also because the original one I bought was 9,000 pounds and it didn't fit. So, that kind of ruled that one out. Now, what I want to talk about today is not just the fact that I have a winch, because obviously that's not that interesting. Most four-wheel drives have winches, but the fact that I've modded my winch. Now, there's a few things that you need to know when it comes to owning a brand new winch. First thing you need to do really is pull the whole thing apart, make sure it's filled with grease. Now, the thing is with winches, there's an electric motor in there, and there's lots of gears that can grind together. So if you have a normal winch and there's not much grease in it, the water can actually get inside there, it can start to rust the inner gears and start to grind them all together, and that's not good at all. So what you need to do is pull the thing apart, pack it full of nautical grease or something like that, something that doesn't conduct electricity. That way no water can actually get in because the thing's actually full of grease, not water. So the good thing is with this model though, we actually took it apart, we've realized that they've already done that from the factory. So it's a fantastic little winch, it's great quality, I really recommend them. Saying that, we did have one issue. Now that's more my issue than the winch issue. That's because where the connector is, if you just want to come down and have a look, where the actual connection comes in on the top here, right here, that's where the cable came out, and I accidentally broke it when trying to use it for the first time out in a track. Luckily for us, the track wasn't that bad, we could just do a U-turn and go back, so I didn't need to get the winch to get me out of that situation, so that was pretty lucky, but I did obviously identify a very big problem. I can't get access to that controller very easily because of the shape of the bull bar. So we thought about it for a bit. We were going to move the control box to the top here, but then we realized we have to rewire everything anyway. So while we were there, we thought, well, why don't we just rewire the socket and run the socket into the dashboard? And that's how we've done it. So, what have I done under the bonnet? Well, firstly, we ran a 12-volt power source straight from the winch itself, tucked it all the way around the sides, running it all the way down the end here, and connecting it directly through a isolator switch to the actual 12-volt power supply. We've also then run an extension cable for the controller from the winch, running that same line all the way through the firewall into the cabin. So, as far as the internals go, it's actually really quite simple. Just down here is the fascia plate for where the Japanese version of the JB74 has the push-start motor. We don't have that here in Australia, so I figured I could just use that as my template. So what I've done is I've actually drilled a hole through it, we ran the cable all the way to the behind it, we soldered it all together, and now that is my new terminal for my controller. Okay, so now that I've got it connected, I've turned my isolator switch on, so the power's going to it. All I've got to do is hit the trigger. Unfortunately, I can't actually test it because I'm in lockdown. I've got nothing on my property to winch to, so that's about as good as it's going to get for now. So saying that, the great thing about this setup is I can be inside the vehicle using the controller. I don't have to have the controller going out the window. I don't have to have my window closed. So if I'm going through deep muddy holes or anything like that, I'm not going to get saturated. But if there is a situation where I do need to winch my vehicle from outside because it's so close to the window, I can still stand about 2 meters back and still use the winch. So it's perfect setup, works absolutely the way they wanted it to, and quite frankly, it's pretty much what everyone should do in my opinion. Winches are just a bit silly having the controller connecting to the front of them, because that's the hardest place to get to, especially if you're nose deep in a bog hole. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Once again, like and subscribe. If you have any questions, please leave comments. If you see us on Insta, you see us on YouTube, obviously stop in and say hi. And if you see us out on the track, definitely stop and say hi. Once again, from lockdown, have a great day.